Hey, well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from the fire pit of Southern Maryland. It's about 4:15 on Sunday afternoon. It's still pretty warm out. It's probably still, I think I just checked 58, 59 degrees, which is still pretty crazy. Hardly any breeze out here. It's supposed to start raining in the next hour and a half, 2 hours, so I thought I'd get out here and have a little chat with you next to the fire. The fire's coming up nicely. Um, Gosh, I was in shorts and a t-shirt until half an hour ago. I mean, it's cooled down quite a bit. It was 65, 66 a little while ago. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the fire pit real quick. I just show you a little bit about it, and then show you what we're smoking together. And I want to show you the dogs on security patrol with the garage door open. So we'll show you a couple clips here, and then we'll come back. Guys, I thought I'd take a minute and show you why I still have light out here, what the fire pit actually looks like in the daylight. You can see this is just a pallet of field stone that we laid on the ground. We cut it down like an inch and put a little bit of gravel under it, but that's really about it. The fire pit itself is just these landscaping stones, 3 tiers of them. You can see the first tier is pretty much cut down into the ground, and the 2 tiers are above it. So it's a 3-tiered fire pit. So it's dug down into the ground a fair amount. Now on the bottom, it's actually stone dust. Just like 2 or 3 bags of stone dust. Gives a nice fireproof base. Fire can't crawl out from under it. I mean, God, this thing's been here for 6 years, so I ain't worried about it now. But you can see how used up these stones look. In fact, you see a couple have cracked from the heat, because these really aren't fire. They're not supposed to be used for fires. That one busted years ago, and that one broke yesterday. And then these chairs, I just got 2 of them, because it's usually just me or Anne-Marie and I. And then these are the whiskey barrels. I bought those at Home Depot. I got 3 of them. They are heavy to move, though. I don't like moving around, so I got these little tables. They're nice and light. They're easy to move. So that's kind of that's really it. I just wanted to show you to you, because I know I always show you fancy stuff, so I wanted to show you kind of a down to earth, something I did decades ago before I had any money. I made this. All right, guys, that's it. Fire's starting to come up. Something else I should do while we're in the light. So we're smoking a Perdomo. It's the Habano, Perdomo Habano. And then it's actually got a foot wrapper, the Maduro. Let's get that nice medium wrapper. So that's what we're smoking tonight. It's beautiful. The bands on these things are absolutely beautiful. All right, that's what we're gonna enjoy together tonight. There's my crack security team. I love them that the door's open, it's sun shining, it's 65 degrees. Our dog wants to know why I'm talking. Josh is just checked out. She's in the emergency backup role. Alert 1 status. So at least you guys have seen my crack security team in action, both in their rest phase and then their general quarters alert 1 status. So they actually do bark. They're actually pretty attentive. I always joke about them being asleep, but man, they go from dead asleep to full alert in about half a second. So, but anyway, I just wanted you to see it. I don't normally show them when they're up and barking, so I just wanted you to see that my Team Germany was up and on status today. So it's kind of weird with my whole family here. My day is very unplanned, and that's just not something I'm used to doing. So let's see, Sean and Lauren, and then my adopted daughter Natalie, who's not my adopted daughter. The three of them are off having fun this afternoon, but they wanted to go to dinner. They wanted to go to our favorite German restaurant called the Old Stein Inn, but they're still off. They're out having fun, so they may get dinner on their own or come back. I may have to cut this short because they'll drive up and say, "Hey, let's go," or they'll text and say, "Hey, why don't you meet us up here?" So I'm trying to be Mr. Flexible though for these few weeks, because I've only got Sean till Thursday. So this is Sunday. Was that 4 more days, and then Sean flies home, and then 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, Lauren flies back to school, and then a couple of days after that, I had west myself. So with the good weather out here, I was actually able to do a couple of things because the next drive across the U.S. from here to Wyoming is actually the most dangerous crossing of the year, just in the dead of winter. So put Windex on the windshield, and then I put brand new heavy duty windshield wipers on the Expedition today. So because coming back across, every time I hit rain, my windshield wipers were deficient. So I wanted to get that fixed because bad windshield wipers in the dead of winter is a really bad thing. So anyway, it was just perfect day. God gave me a 65-degree day to do some vehicle maintenance, so I got some of it done. I also took down all the external illumination out of the front yard, so felt a little bit scroogey to take it all down before it even got to be January. But you guys saw it. If you watched the video yesterday, you actually saw them blink out because of how wet everything is, and it's supposed to start raining again tonight. So I just said I'm going to take it all down, wrap it up, and put it all in the storage shed. So that's done. It's actually nice. Feels good to have it done, but it felt a little bah humbuggy to actually do it. So we're going to light up the cigar. Again, it's our Perdomo Habano. And it's funny, I took the footband off. And it's funny because when I sit in the cigar lounge, we get a lot of people who are pretty new to nice cigars. And I've actually had to catch a few guys because they were lighting the cigars with the footband still on it. And you try not to make fun or laugh at people, but it does. It's kind of funny to watch someone light a footband. But anyway, try to be nice to people and explain to them what it is and what they should do with it. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get this bad boy lit up. The fire's come up nice. Hey, look how nice it is out here. Bright sunshine, 60, 62 degrees. There's my primary alarm system. And spin you around. I'll show you my backup alarm system. My backup alarm system's on her charging pad right now. So I got one in awake and looking and one waiting to be put in. Well, hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from the fire pit of Southern Maryland. It's about 5 o'clock, maybe 4:30. I can't really tell. It's been out here a while, but let's say it's 4:30 on Monday afternoon. Now I know what you're saying. Hey, I thought we were watching Sunday afternoon. Look, I have jeans on now and not sweats. So I need to explain to you. So exactly what I was talking about yesterday happened. I got about 10 minutes in. The fire was just getting about this point. I lit that beautiful cigar, smoked it for 5 minutes. The text came in from my kids saying, "Hey, Mom, Dad, why don't you guys come up here to Crofton, Maryland and have dinner with us?" So I shut it down, let the fire burn out. We rolled out of here and we had this great, wonderful family dinner at this little Italian place with Sean, Lauren, and Natalie. And the five of us just had a really nice, really good dinner together. So we had to shut it down, and then it started raining like I thought. I told you it was going to. So it started raining about 6 o'clock, and it rained pretty much all evening, all night, and even a little bit this morning. So there was just restarting last night just wasn't going to happen. So here we are. So we're gonna, you get 2 starts in the same video. You got yesterday's start and you get today's start. So we'll do what we normally do. We'll talk about our cigar. We're going to smoke a Macanudo. Macanudo Rothschild 5.5 by 50. This is one of the ones in Carolina Rose's Secret Santa kit to me. So there we go. Macanudo Rothschild 5.5 by 50. And boy, was it a pain to start this fire today. The firewood's been laying out getting rained on for the last 2 or 3 days, and it was very, very reticent to want to start. But it's come up nicely now, so we're going to have a good fire tonight. So wow, Monday, December 30th. Tomorrow's the last day of the year. Kind of a natural time to reflect on the year that has come and gone and start looking at the year ahead. So there you started to review the year that has come and gone, 2024, and really chosen to pick the few bad things that happened and then say it's a suck year. And God, I would advise everybody, try to look back on 2024 and find the good and say it was a good year, not a bad year. I was watching Corvette Jim, and I said, Jim, man, as a guy looking in, out on the outside looking into your fishbowl, you had a pretty good 2024. You got your gunsmith certificate, you got a job that pays you to do it, you got a full-time job coming up. Pretty good year. When you started to build your own gun shop, it's a pretty good year. Piper Ken got a major promotion at work, got quite a bit done around the house. It's a pretty good year looking in on that. I can go across all of you guys that I watch, because most of you, broadcast all year, and most of you had pretty good years. You just had a few things in the year that wasn't very good. That'd be like me. So my story that'd be like me saying my last trip to Wyoming sucked, because on the way out I didn't get to see Sean because he was in Italy, and on the way back I got a speeding ticket. So those 8 weeks that they sucked. That just wasn't true. I had 2 negative things, but a wonderful 8 weeks. So I've been thinking about probably, let's see, the event of last night, me having to shut everything down 5 minutes in and run off to have dinner with my family. And then this morning, my family got up really late. So instead of me rolling out of here at 8:30 to go get going, I think I rolled out of here about 11 or 11:30, which, makes me insane. But the combination of those two things kind of congealed with our friends' conversation over the last few fireside chats. And I think part of the reason that us older guys drop down to a couple or one or no friends, and we don't see our families as much as we should, is because in our hearts we want to, but physically it's a pain in the ass. It completely chops up your routine, and we have to be willing to chop up our routine in order to meet other people's routine, in order to have physical friends and keep our families close. Like, one real example for me is Sean has said, I really like it when I get up in the morning, because it's a good hour and a half that we have together, which is really cool that he tells me that. I mean, I'm really, it does my heart good that he wants to start his day by spending that hour and a half with me, which is very cool. For me, the problem is I prefer that hour be between 7 and 8 a.m. or 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. For him, it's somewhere like 9 to 10:30 or 9:30 to 11. And so if I want to have that time, if I want to honor his request and do what my heart says, which is really spend time with my adult son and encourage him to come back home and spend weeks with us, that means I need to change my routine. And man, that is something that I am traditionally not very good at. But for the Thanksgiving trip and for the Christmas trip, I've tried to work very hard to let my normal schedule, my normal system be completely shredded and destroyed so that I can be here for when Anne Marie needs me, Lauren wants me, and Sean wants me. And so I love him being here. And when he leaves on Thursday, I'll be glad on Friday I can start my routine again. It's a weird to have both feelings inside me, to be happy that he's here, and I'll be glad to get back to my routine too. So I just think maybe as all us older guys, we tend to get stuck in our ways. We like the restaurants we like to eat at what time we like to eat, and other people, friends, don't like our restaurant. They want to go somewhere else. And Sean and my kids and all their friends like to eat dinner at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I like to eat at 5 or 6. So if I want to really, show that I care about them, like last night we ate dinner like 8, 9 o'clock. I just don't like that. But if I want to have dinner with them, and I want to show them that I care enough to change my life for them, I got to do that. And I think maybe that's something we all experience, is that frustration, and I've got to change and do things the way I want in order to have friends or be closer to my family. I had that same, dueling feelings last night. I just got the fire, like right where it is right now. I just lit that beautiful Perdomo. I knew it was going to start raining in an hour and a half. It was absolutely perfect. I was in the window. I was in the zone. I was going to have a great session with you guys. And then that text came in and said, hey, you guys, come on up. Let's have dinner together tonight. And man, that made my heart, I'm like, God damn, man, that's cool. My kids want to have dinner with us. They want us to drive 20 miles up and they're going to wait for us, or we're going to have dinner together. Man, that's great. And then I got to shut the fire down. I got to throw this cigar away. I'm going to miss my window because it's going to start raining. It was just funny to have that self-realization that I had both feelings in me last night as I went through the change up in the plan. So we'll switch topics completely. We'll talk about tattoos for a minute. So I'm still, I guess, what they call a pure skin. I don't have any tattoos. I think that era showed up long after I was really interested in doing it. But both my kids, and my son got his first tattoo yesterday. My daughter got her second one. But Sean took an ink pad and he took a ranger's paw on an ink pad and made an ink pad impression on a piece of paper and took that up. And the tattoo artist was able to create a transfer of it and put it on his chest, and now he has Ranger's paw on his upper chest. I thought that was kind of cool. I wouldn't want it, but I thought it was kind of a cool tattoo. It's funny, all three of my kids have tattoos and absolutely love it. And I have absolutely no interest in getting one. It's kind of interesting. But I thought if you're going to get one, an actual paw print from your very first dog, your very first love, I thought was a pretty cool idea. When he showed it to me, I asked him why he didn't get his name tattooed like Ranger. And my son said, Jesus, Dad, I know his name. That made me laugh. That was a pretty good response. So another event occurred overnight. I got a text from my best friend from high school. In fact, the only guy I really keep in contact. And it made me think of my friend conversation with you guys, because he and his wife want to come out and spend a week with us, first week of March. And man, that is going to be tight because I'm going to get back first week of March from my next trip. And it was just one of those things like, oh man, I want to see this guy and I want to be hospitable to him. But man, it's going to be tough to get back in time and make sure that, now I've got a date I have to be back here with. So it's going to, it's going to put confines my trip. And it's just another one of those things where my heart says, you got to do it, man. But my head's like, God damn it. It's another restriction. It's one of those physical pain in the ass things. All right, let's switch subjects. Let's have a bitch session. Pretty rare on my videos, but this shift to self-checkout is burning me up. So I went to my local grocery store just before I did the video. They had one check lane open and then the self-check, which is like 6 or 7. Well, the line to get in the self-checkout had about 10 people in it. And then the line for the one open checker had about 10 people in it. So they opened a second checker, and immediately we had about almost 10 people in that one. And I just watch people go through that self-checkout lane. Almost nobody makes it out of there without assistance. And I just find that so frustrating that I spend more time in line than I do actually shopping. It just frustrates the hell out of me. I was in Walmart the other day, and I was buying shipping boxes, 10 smalls, 10 mediums. And when you scan the third item at Walmart, it pops up and says, hey, how many of these do you have? I said, I have 10, so it just says 10. Then the next box, by the third time, it said, hey, well, how many of these do you have? I said 10. It said, great, just charge you for 10. Then immediately turned the red light on, and the guy walks over and says, well, the computer says your count is off. And I threw everything at him, and I said, well, you figure it out. If you think that's true, then you sit here and you recheck everything and you do it. And he's like, are you serious? I said, yeah, or I'll just throw it all back at you, and I'll go back, I'll go get everything again and just go to a checker. So he got out his card and checked clear and let me out. I just thought it was kind of funny. And, I think they're as frustrated as we are with it at times. But I just think this whole do your checkout thing is not going the way they thought it would. All right, we have 2 CEO school items tonight. The first comes directly from 7 Habits. Hey, Sean. See you tomorrow. Well, that was pretty cool. We had a little unscheduled visit from Sean. He's got home from having dinner with some friends, and now he's off to go over to a friend's house tonight. So anyway, we're back to our CEO stuff. So CEO school item number 1 is to take one action off your action item, get it done every day. Every day, get one action done. And what I don't mean like grocery shopping, or like I have to vacuum the downstairs of the house every morning because I chose to have 5 dogs here. That's not what I mean. What I mean is things like I had to take down all the outside decorations, so I got that done. And today, I built my wife a huge quilting platform that bridged one of our guest bedroom beds, but we need the guest bedroom, so I had to disassemble something I specifically built for her, and but I got that done, so that was the one for today. So I try to do something every day that makes tomorrow better. It's not a standard action item. So anyway, what that comes from is it comes directly from 7 Habits book. He calls it the PPC balance, the productivity versus productivity capacity balance. The example he uses in the book is people who like to mow lawns but don't like to maintain their lawnmower. I thought that was a pretty good example. Or people, you got to use your car every day but you don't maintain your car. So we have to do these things that are PC, productivity capability oriented, but they're not very sexy. Changing the oil in the car, changing the transmission fluid, For me, it was changing my wipers and putting Rain-X on the windshield the other day. Things that allow us to continue to move forward, to improve our lives and the lives of those around us. But they're not very sexy. So that's item number one, is take something off your list and just commit to getting one thing done every day, not all day long. Don't wreck it. Don't do 10 items and be so sick of it you won't do it again for 2 weeks or a month. But just take one thing and maybe take something off the list that is just the skankiest thing. The thing that's been on the list the longest is usually a good example. Get one thing done. It changes your life. If you read the chapter on PC balance out of 7 habits, you'll definitely understand what I'm talking about. So the second item is play chess, not checkers with your life. Meaning play chess with your decisions, not checkers. And what I mean is we all face a number of decisions every day. It's just part of life. But make better decisions. And the part that might trip the offensometer is, because we don't usually like to think like this, we are a product of our decisions. We like to say, no, this influence, this external influence, this external event, life. We like to blame life. Hey, I got dealt a shitty deck of cards. Life punches me in the face. I can't catch any breaks. God isn't with me. Whatever sentences we use. But that's really not true. It's how we react to those, how we act from it, the decisions we make. And so we need to improve our life by having better problems and making better quality decisions. And part of that is making decisions when we're faced with a decision, make a decision that's not just for now, not just for the decision, not just for tomorrow, but make a decision that will impact us positively next month, next year, 5 years from now. And that's what I mean by play chess, not checkers. Every time we're faced with a decision throughout the day, really sit through the decision and work through it and say, how can I best decide this that makes my life better a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? And that's not easy. It takes a while to get good at. And I can hear you saying it. I can hear you typing it. When I make that advice to people, a lot of times I get, well, that's great for a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old, but I'm 65 and, my decisions I make for now, and I would refute that. I would say, I don't care how old you are, make better decisions that are better for you long-term than short-term. My example in that is my 88-year-old mother-in-law. She has macular degeneration, and she complains every day about how her eyesight is degrading, but she absolutely refuses to accept any medical assistance. And there are some really good medical treatments for MACD now, but she will not even discuss it. And that's a decision that's good for today, but horrible for next month and a year from now. So even at 88, we can make bad decisions. Another one is she had a stroke 4 or 5 years ago, fairly minor, but it impaired her right side and gives her a lot of nerve pain. Well, there's a lot of ways to address that, and there's a lot of stroke rehabilitation activity out there today, but she refuses to do any of it, none of it. She'd rather just complain about being in pain 24 hours a day. That's a bad decision. I don't want to do it, so that's checkers. It's a good decision for today because I don't have to change or do anything different, but it is a terrible decision for a month, a year, 3 years from now. Even for an 88-year-old, you can't make decisions that way and expect life to get any better. Decisions around whether to buy something or not, or what to buy, or to put a budget in place for 2025 to understand where all our dollars go. That's a shitty thing to do. That's a great decision for today. I'm not going to put a budget together. But that's playing checkers. That's a good decision for today, but a horrible decision for a year, 3, 5 years from now. Go to the gym, work out. Terrible decision to not do it. Good decision for today because I don't have to do it, but a terrible decision for ourselves a year, 3, 5 years from now. Those are just some of the examples I use. Where it feels good, go to the dentist, get an annual checkup. I mean, these are things that if you don't do it, it feels good today because I don't have to do anything, but it is a horrible decision. We're playing checkers when we make short-term decisions. Blaming external factors for where I am today. This is my lot in life. I got dealt a shitty deck of cards. Life pounds me in the face. It's always easier to blame an external event than it is how we've responded to it. That's playing checkers, not chess. Try to play chess. Try to make better decisions, higher quality decisions, decisions that improve. Give your future self a gift by making a hard decision today. All right, guys, let's end this. Our dual entry, a little bit of yesterday and mostly today. So thank you for spending the day or the evening with me. I probably enjoy making these more than you do watching them, to be honest. But I do like them, and I do appreciate the time we spend together. So I have to admit, I've done a terrible job. My last 3 or 4 videos have generated several hundred comments. And normally I get to them and I respond to each and every one. I've done none. I've responded to no comments over the last 3 days. So I have several hundred comments. And that's an example of something I had to set aside in order to be around for my kids, be around for my wife, be around for my family, be around for the holidays. That's a good example of me changing my daily routine to be flexible, to walk my talk with my family. So I just want to acknowledge that. I appreciate all the interaction I have with you guys. I just have fallen down on my side because of the change of priorities on my side of the camera. All right, guys. May God bless you. May He bless your life. May He bless the lives of those around you. May He turn His ear towards your prayers. May He make His face shine upon you. And may He bless you as He continues to bless me. Have a good night. Hope you had a good Monday. Hope you got a good week in front of you. Let's enjoy the last day of the year. I'm pretty sure we'll be back tomorrow, New Year's Eve, before our festivities start, which is not much, by the way. Good night, everybody.